Hello everyone, long time no see. I'm Ariana and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing if so. So this is going to be my third update for my Project Pan video. The rolling Project Pan, the team Project Pan, my Project 10 Pan. It falls under so many names right now. I'm filming with my phone again. It's nighttime. There's a lot of things that I wish were different about this filming situation, but if I do not film this video right now, it's just not gonna get done in time. I'm gonna try to make this video as quick as possible because, yeah, the setup is just not exactly ideal. I'm in the process of moving. My new camera, the SD card is full and I still have a video on there that I need to get off. But anyway, this month's Project Pan is going to be very different. But before I get into that, let's get into the items that I was working on last month. So I'll talk about the items that I'm going to be keeping in from last month, which is not going to be a lot because I'm ready for a change. But I am going to be keeping in my Pan That palette for the year, which is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Okay, so this is how far I've gotten with that. I feel like I'm doing decent considering. So I'm in the process of moving. That has taken up quite a bit of my time. It's going to be taking up a lot of my time this month, and it took up a lot of my time last month. So that is going to seriously affect the amount of progress that I do on all of these makeup items that I'm picking basically. So yeah, this is how far I've gotten with the palette. I feel like I've gotten a significant dip in Tempera. I've been using that to highlight my brow bone. I also have a significant dip going in Golden Ochre. I use that to set my eyeshadow primer every single time I wear my makeup. These two shades here I use to highlight my brow bone, so they have a nice dip going. Bon Fresco I've been really enjoying lately, and also Warm Taupe I've been enjoying lately. So those are the ones that I have the most progress on. I know it's kind of difficult to tell, especially considering I have my hip pan. I don't wear makeup every single day, and I'm not really heavy-handed with my makeup at all. Like, I'm wearing purple eyeshadow right now, and you can't even see it because the lights are washing it out, and, like, it's kind of faded. This I'm going to be keeping in the project, of course. I'm going to pretty much keep this in the entire time, all year, unless I just, one month, just seriously get sick of it. But I feel like I've been able to get different things out of this palette each month. Like, I've got like those neutral colors that I'm looking for. I've got some like deeper brown shades so I can do like smoky eyes. I've got these beautiful berry shades. This palette is just so versatile. I can do so much with it. And even if I'm not just using this palette, I can always seem to incorporate it into whatever look I'm doing. So I haven't really had a problem using this. I'm not only using this, so there's just not as much progress as maybe some people's Project Pans or whatever. And surprise, surprise, I'm only keeping one other thing in the project this time. And it's going to be the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow or Super Shock Pigment in the shade Daddy. I feel like I've used this a decent amount, more than I thought I would, and I've really been enjoying using it and like layering it with other things, putting my little Bon Fresco in the crease and putting this on the lid. This has just been a really versatile shadow for me, and it's seriously dry, so I think I should use it during these like spring and summer type months. So it's now April, that means spring is on its way, so I felt like this was a good time to continue to use this. The products that I've chosen to add into the project complement this very well, so that is why I'm keeping this one in there. I'm liking the way this is looking. I'm actually wearing this on my lid right now. You cannot tell because it's just faded throughout the day, and I put some other things on top of it. But yes, enjoying Daddy. I will continue to use Daddy. Everything else that I have is leaving the project. I know. That's kind of crazy. There was a lot of things I was expecting to keep in for longer, but for many reasons, they are just not going to be staying. So the first thing that is going to be going is my e.l.f. lip oil in the shade Nude Kiss. Now this is going for a good reason. This is empty. I mean, there's like a few little scrapes here on the end, but it's getting really hard to apply, and it's just getting really hard to like scrape and scrape and scrape every time. And the thing about this lip oil is that I've learned, it hydrates my lips at first, but after a while I start to get this white ring right here in the inside of my mouth, and it's just not cute, and it only happens when I'm wearing this lip oil. So I think even though it's hydrating at first, in the long run it's just drying out my lips. So unfortunately I don't think I'm going to repurchase this one, but it was fun while it lasted. I learned a lot from using it, and it's now gone. I feel it's used up, out of here, empty. I'm very proud of myself for this one. Speaking of lip products, I have ColourPop K and I have ColourPop Panda. I have hardly used either of these in the last few months, so I just think it's time. I'm not going to throw them away just yet. I think that they're still like decently fresh, and this one has quite a bit in there. This one I wouldn't be sad about throwing away because it's literally all the way at the bottom, but I'm just not wearing them right now, and I don't feel like forcing myself to do so. So I'm just going to take them out of the project, put them back in my little drawer, and reach for them if and when I feel like it. The next thing I am taking out of the project is my ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Fizz. This one I did use quite a bit. You're starting to see that second ring there. I used it a lot in March because of St. Patrick's Day. I was also using it in conjunction with the shade Daddy because I feel like they go really nicely together. So I did use this a lot, but I've just noticed that the quality of this shadow is just no longer what I thought it would be. I'll swatch it for you. It's just kind of dry and crackly. The color is gorgeous though, but it just doesn't pop like it used to. I have to really layer it and layer it and layer it to get it to show up the way I want. And even then, it's kind of like cracky on my skin and it flakes off into my eyes and stuff. The experience is just not the same. Now, I always said that I would never, ever, ever get rid of this shadow because it was discontinued. It was discontinued, and it is my absolute favorite shade ever of all time. I love this color on my eyes. Every time I wear it, I get tons of compliments on the color, but I have good news. After literal years since I've gotten this very first shade, since I saw it disappear off of ColourPop's website, and since I slowly started to hit pan on it, I have been begging and begging and begging and begging on social media, on Instagram, all of those places. I have been begging ColourPop to bring back Fizz. And you know what they did for St. Patrick's Day? They granted my wish and they brought back Fizz for St. Patrick's Day. So I bought 2 of them. I don't need to use my old crepey one anymore. I can break out my fresh ones. So I'm just extremely happy about this. Like, I did not think this was going to happen. I didn't think they were going to listen to me. I don't know if anyone else asked for this, but I definitely did, and I asked multiple times like a crazy person because I really wanted this shadow back, and here it is, asked and delivered. So if I want to use this color again, I don't have to use my old crepey one. I can officially put this in my empties, and I'm going to break out one of these instead. And I bought 2 just in case, like, they decided to trip me up again and take it away from me. But I bought 2 new fresh ones, so these should last me, hopefully this should last me a long time. So to go along with that, I was using the Tarte Clay Pot shadow liner thing in the shade Margarita because it's a very similar kind of lime green, and it really helped with the layering, so it would get that really, really green color. But since I'm taking my Fizz out of the project, I'm just going to take this one out as well. I'll reach for it if I decide to use one of my other brand new Fizzes if necessary, or I might just whip it out on its own for a matte green look instead of a shimmery one. I'm just not using this one at the moment. St. Patrick's Day is over, so I'm just gonna put it back in my drawer for next time. As well as the Tarte Tartist Clay Paint Liner. Yeah, this one, I don't know if you watched my last update, but this one is a special case because I accidentally broke the tip off of it. So I have this little piece of tape covering it so it doesn't get dried out. But I have about this much left in there. That's where I can squeeze it to. So it's less than half. I put this little dot there when we started to show, and now it's down to here. So it's right about here. So I did use it a lot. I used it kind of like to cut the crease a little bit. I would use it on my inner corner sometimes. Sometimes I would just use it to top my liner. So I did get a lot of use out of this, but I'm just not really into the gold right now. I'm more into spring type of colors, so that's what we're going with. And I think for this rolling tin pan, there's been a theme of me kind of switching out my highlighters every month, and that's because I have literally so many. The one I was using in the month of March was Prosecco Pop by Becca. Also a nice gold color to kind of complement the other things I had going on. But I don't know, I just want to use something different, so I'm going to put this one back. Alright, and lastly, lastly for the things that are leaving the project, my Winky Lux eyebrow pencil. I always pull off the spoolie side first. This is how much I have left. So I'm still going to be using this actually. I just don't want it in the project anymore because I don't feel like I need to have it in the project. It's kind of wasting space when I know I'm going to use it anyway. I'm going to use it when I feel like it. But I will show you the progress on it. So in January we started out up here. At the beginning of March it was here, and now it is right here. So that's going along, coming along nicely. And at the end of the year, if there's more progress on it, I'll be sure to mark it and stuff just so that you can kind of see it. But for now, I'm going to take it out of the project. If I get kind of close to something like happening, if I get close to using it up or something, I'll put it in later on. But let's go ahead and get into the new items that I'm going to be introducing. There's going to be 8 products that I'm introducing, 2 that I've already shown you that are going to be staying from the last time. The very first thing I want to introduce is my Tarte Make Believe in Yourself eyeshadow palette. And this is what it looks like on the inside. I thought that these colors are super like spring type of colors. I've really been enjoying this shade right here. Yes, in the shade called Crystal. When I first look at it in the pan, it looks super boring, but then when I put it on the lid, and especially when I put it on top of the shade Daddy from ColourPop, it has this beautiful like purple to gold shift to it. So I'm gonna seriously be loving that for some time, and I'm hoping to get use out of some of these blues here and like the purples, maybe the greens, and then if I feel like going more neutral, I have those options here as well. And I will try to use this highlighter. This is just kind of like a bonus. Yeah, so that's just an extra highlight for me to use as an option. This will not be taking away from my official Pan That palette. I just want to add this into the project so that I can get a little bit more use out of it because I don't feel like I use it enough, and I genuinely do like the colors in here and the quality of the shadows, etc. Plus it smells like vanilla. I know we canceled Tarte a little while ago, but I love this palette, I really do. We actually have quite a few eye products entering this project, so I'm also going to be entering the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Cosmic Charge. I picked this one up when I made my last ColourPop order because I knew I was going to be getting those fizz colors. I got a new eyeshadow palette and I got this. I've been looking for a good taupe shadow to replace another shadow that's in a palette that I kind of want to get rid of the palette. But I like that one shade in there, so I didn't. But I got this one and I like it much better. This is like a taupe kind of color with little, barely visible blue flecks in it. And this is just so much fun. This color, I got it on sale, so it must be being discontinued. I got it for $3.50. It may or may not still be available on the ColourPop website. But I feel like I'm going to enjoy this for the time being. I wanted to throw this in here because not only do I like the color, but I feel like I should allow myself to use some of my new things and not always be using up old things. So that is kind of why I added that one in there, just to give myself some fun and motivation to use something that's actually new in my collection that I'm really excited about using. I also have another new item, or new-ish item to me. This is the Stila Glitter and Glow in the shade Into the Blue. This one was a limited edition shade that I actually found at TJ Maxx. This one has been on my list for a hot minute, but they kind of disappeared off Sephora and Ulta's website because they stopped carrying them, but I found it at TJ Maxx for like $7.99. It's a blue color that shifts purple and has some little gold flecks in there. So that's going to be really nice on its own, and layered on top of that ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Daddy. Again, I was really thinking about this. I love those two together, and yes, I think we're just gonna have a lot of fun with these different things this month. And the last eye thing that I decided to add is the Tarte Clay Pot Liner in the shade Blue Moon. Very similar to Margarita, but just a different color. And this is one that I've used not very much. As you can see, it's darn near full. I think I've only used it maybe like a couple of times. So that should be fun. I think I need to be using these before they dry out. The highlighter, the official highlighter that I've decided to add for this month is the Fenty Beauty Matchstick, Shimmer Matchstick in the shade Confetti. Oh my goodness, I love this shade. I totally wish that this would show up on camera, but it's kind of a faint little lavender, but then it has these beautiful, really reflective purple and blue glitters, and they show up really well in sunlight and in like studio lighting and stuff like that. Here, not so much because it's nighttime and dark. Super excited about being able to wear this one. I think it's a fun, summery, spring kind of highlighter to wear. And I decided to torture myself again this month and add in 2 lip products, but these lip products are going to be so much fun. This one is the e.l.f. Prismatic Lip Gloss in the shade Amethyst. I'm wearing it right now. I feel like I always need to have a gloss in these projects because the gloss is literally, lip gloss is just what I wear the most. Like, I will wear lip gloss any day of the week because it's comfortable, and comfort is my top priority, to be honest. But I did also add a lipstick, and this one is in the shade, or this is from NYX, and it's in the shade Wisteria. Super fun purple color. I'm really gonna enjoy wearing this. I may not use it as much as I use the gloss, but I'm hoping to get a little bit of use out of this one, especially considering the time of year. I've got a lot of purple in here and I'm excited about that. Purple is my favorite color. And the last thing I am adding in here is the Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer by First Aid Beauty. This one is darn near empty. It's a little tiny travel size. It's less than an ounce of product, and I mean now it's way less than an ounce. So I've got it all the way down to here, and the reason I added this one in the project is because I want to use this up before we move. Our move out date is April the 25th. Right now it's April the 7th as I'm filming this. Don't know when I'm going to get this up. God help me. But I want to use this up before we move so that I can just get rid of it. I've gotten a ton of new primers and I want to start using those, so let's just knock this one out. And I think having a gimme product in here is going to be kind of important because the other things I have in here I'm not really intending on using up at all. I just kind of want to use them, except for maybe my Pan That palette. I want to hit some pan and some shades, but I don't think I'm anywhere close. This is something I actually want to use up, so let's make that a goal for ourselves here, and let's hope that I can stick to it. So I hope that was as concise as I can possibly make it. We'll see how much product I'm able to use up, see how much progress I can make here, and I will see you for another update at another time. I can't promise you that it'll be next month. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what is going to be happening within the next few weeks of my life. So I will see you in my next update, and I hope I have something good to show. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you so desire, and comment down below. Let me know what you're trying to use up this month, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!